You ready for some news, Greg?
I am ready for some news, George.
Good. First up, Denmark's Coffee Collective releases the fundamentals of excellent coffee. Now, as we've told people in the past, we always support the coffee community. One could say that
We
just a
do?
drip. Yeah, of course. We're spending $100 on bags of coffee to drink on the show, so I would
Okay.
say we're definitely supporting. I saw this book. I really liked the colors and the photography on the book. I didn't get to see the inside, but being holiday season, I went ahead and purchased this book because it's a I believe you got something for Christmas 2 years ago. It was
I
a
did.
coffee roasting book.
It was basically like how to go from ground zero to start your own coffee company. Yeah.
Yeah, coffee table book. So now
Mm.
I've got this one here. I went ahead and bought one.
Are you going to
And
read
the
it or you just go look at the pictures?
I'm gonna look at the pictures.
Okay.
I'm gonna look at the pictures.
Fair enough.
Pretty funny. Never really looked into the exchange of Denmark's currency to American currency, but I was like, man, 200 and it says DKK. So I was like, they go by ducats. How's that work? I don't know what they call their. Well, anyway, it was
I
200
don't know
and
what that is either.
yeah, the book itself was 239 DKKs. I'm gonna call them ducats. So I'm thinking, oh man, I'm not spending $240 on a book. That sounds ridiculous.
It does
Um,
sound ridiculous.
and then it gets even better. So when you break it down and you do shipping, if the book is 239, the shipping is 194. So the shipping is just a little bit less than the actual book, which is
That's crazy.
crazy. So for
They
a
can't
grand
ship
total,
that thing from like a Barnes and Noble around the corner?
I have no idea.
Anyway,
But
sorry. Go ahead, George. What was your
total
grand total?
total all in 433, and then they don't do a period like for
It's
cents.
Europe. It's Europe.
They do 433 comma 20 ducats. So when we do the conversion, I looked
Denmarkian
online. Yeah,
Denmarkian ducats.
one ducat is 15 cents in America. So this total book cost me almost $66, which
Wow. That's a
boom.
lot of ducats still.
It is a lot of ducats, but
That's two bags. That's 2 bags of Progeny coffee.
within the approximately 300 pages, the book is designed to reflect the knowledge of the Copenhagen-based coffee collective group while also touching on a range of issues from seed to cup.
Oh,
Notably, the English language version expands. Wait a second. This thing better be the English language version. If this is Denmarkian, I'm done.
I hope to God
Just
that fucking.
it better be. It
Oh
doesn't
my
even
God.
say it in my order. It better be the English.
Could you
version.
imagine,
Anyway,
George?
the
That would
English
be
language
so
version
good.
expands the book's explorations of issues related to the coffee industry and sustainability. I like it. I'm gonna have it. I will have it. I think this comes the same day. So Tuesday I'll get the new coffee maker, and Tuesday I'll also
Oh,
get this book.
a little reading and a little bit of brewing going on there. I like that.
No big deal. No big deal. You know,
I
supporting
mean, I think
supporting the people.
you mentioned it, and I think we do need to go visit Denmark. First stop would be Middelfart.
Middle far. Hey, you did look that up. That was hilarious.
Bro, that was the first city that like showed up on the map when I zoomed in. I was like, no, it's like there's no way. There's a place called
Middle
Middelfart.
fart.
They
That's
know
my
what they're doing over
spot.
there in Denmark.
That's my spot.
You know,
Next up in the news. This was actually kind of cool, if you're trying to save the earth and all that good stuff. Can seaweed replace plastic single serve coffee?
I
You get
mean,
these
sure,
little
but
bags, and I guess you bust them open and make your coffee. Well, this one here, they're starting to make the outside of the bag with some process of taking the seaweed and making the strands and then making a cover for the coffee. The coffee.
and I see
Uh,
it melts, it dissolves for instant coffee packs. Interesting.
right, right. Pretty wild. So the company that's doing this is called NOTPLA.
Not
And
pla. Is
not
it not pla or not pla?
maybe it's NOTPLA.
I'm just saying because it
Pla.
says right here. I am jumping all over your story, but it says it's
That's fine.
short for not plastic. So
It
would you
is.
say not pla or not pla?
Nope. I'm gonna say NOPLA,
Okay.
but that's my dialect. That's
All
my
right.
dialect. That's how I get down.
As long as it's not
Um,
Nambla.
yeah, no, that's a bad one. Don't do that one.
No, just
Uh,
South Park. Shout out.
as first reported, Fast Company, NOPLA, short for not plastic, is coming off a hot Series A round of funding led by Horizon Ventures that saw the company raise $13 million.
Son
Not
of a
ducats,
bitch.
dollars.
Yeah. If these were
So
ducats, it'd be a lot of them.
their new packaging is made of processed seaweed, meaning it imparts no flavor but does add nutritional value via fiber and antioxidants. So
Here's what's funny about that sentence, George. The new packaging is made of processed seaweed, meaning it imparts no flavor. If anybody's ever had seaweed, that's one of the most pungent, strong flavors out there. You're like, oof. It's like just a little saltwater mouthwash. You know what I mean? I'm not
you
saying it's
eat.
necessarily bad. You never had seaweed? Sushi with seaweed around it, or seaweed strips in
I
a
don't eat that
package?
shit. I do when they put that thing around the rolls and
Mm-hmm.
stuff. I do eat that obviously,
And there you
but
go.
my son used to actually both of them love spam musubi, which
Oh, yeah, I don't like
I don't like that wrapper. But then Costco sells
seaweed.
packages of just that seaweed wrapper. That
Yeah,
shit is disgusting. It's a
we
texture thing for me.
we used to buy it and eat it all the time. It is pungent. You get the wasabi ones, it's good because it's just got a hot wasabi flavor on it. And it covers up a lot of that salty,
Nope.
just freshly brined ocean
Hard
flavor.
hard pass for me. You save all of that. Everybody
That's,
give
it's,
that to anybody else.
but I'm
Uh,
impressed, by the way, though, that they could process the flavor out of that. That's interesting to me.
now we're gonna have a seaweed shortage.
A little seaweed
So
coffee.
I don't. Obviously, they're raising all this money so they can start creating packaging for other coffee brands. I would like to find out who's going to do this process first, and then source some bags for the show. That'd be
I would like to find out who's going to do it and if their stock is public and then jump on that. I think it's a
here's
smart idea.
it didn't now you've brought this up before. In this article, it says one of the things that's quite exciting about seaweed is that it can do things that plastic cannot do. You create new behaviors that we wouldn't be able to do with polyethylene and polypropylene. You hate those two things. I know one of
Can't
those
stand them.
things is in vape pens,
Oh,
right?
that's propylene
Propylene.
glycol.
Oh,
Propylene
okay.
glycol
But
is, yeah.
but you're like people are smoking the hell out of that.
Yeah, you really shouldn't be smoking that.
Stop it. You heard it here first. Just a drip breaking it down for you. Stop it.
Just the drip says just say no.
Just say no.
There you go.
Just say
You're
no.
welcome, everybody.
Smoke that natural. Gregor, this next one's
It's
all
it's
you.
from the earth. It's from the earth. No, I want to go back to this plastic real quick.
Let's do it.
Um, I think this is a good idea, and I would love if they could get it done. I'm not saying necessarily jump into instant coffee all the time, unless you can find a place that really has some good instant coffee to help you out. But you know, if you watch just a couple of videos about recycling, plastic recycling just doesn't happen. Aluminum recycling, I read somewhere like 74% of the aluminum on this planet has been recycled, which that's an impressive number. But plastic doesn't recycle, and the whole little triangle symbol that goes on the bottom of the packages, and it's like a 1, a 2, a 3.
Yeah.
Those don't necessarily mean it's going to be recycled. It means it's possible, but really all those symbols stand for is the what type of plastic composition that is that creates that package, and that's really it. And it's used as a guise by the plastics company or plastics industry to make you think it's going to be recycled. So
Huh.
therefore, you'll buy more plastic. You'll buy more things that are plastic, and you'll have less guilt about like, oh man, I bought this plastic. It's not going to be recycled. So you have the plastics industry that says, hey, look at all these numbers inside of a triangle arrow thing that makes you think it's going to be recycled. And then you have your waste companies that go, hey, we'll pick up this recycling. And then they don't recycle any of that shit.
Terrible.
Have you ever looked at our recycling here, George, and what they do recycle and what they don't?
Greg, I'm constantly trying to save the earth.
I don't believe you.
I've done extensive research in this, and I recycle everything. Everything.
Just the earth. Okay.
Yeah, just the earth.
Well,
It's a new
just because
podcast
you
coming
recycle
out.
it, just because you recycle it doesn't mean it's getting recycled. That's all I'm trying to say.
So let me guess. They dump it all in the same spot. Is all the rest?
I
of the
think
shit?
I swear to God they dump that shit in the same spot.
Probably.
There's probably some things they can recycle that they get a good price on. It might be, metals or whatever, but other than that, I think all that plastic is just going straight to the ground.
Terrible.
It
Terrible.
is terrible. George, this next story, let me tell you something about it. This is gonna, might get canceled for this. Starbucks workers vote to unionize Buffalo, New York store.
Word.
So there's 3 stores in the Buffalo area that took votes to unionize, and one specifically did at a vote count of 12 to 8. And I don't know what this really means. It's this is gonna sound weird, and I've never worked at a Starbucks. You and I have talked about, we know people that did work at Starbucks. People I know, I don't know a lot of young people anymore, obviously, because I've matured, I've grown up,
You're mad.
unlike you, and so
I'm still young.
yeah, well, yeah, at mind, but not heart. That heart is go get it checked out.
Whatevs.
Says the guy that had to go to a cardiologist. Me, anyways. People I knew that when they used to work at Starbucks, they said it was a great place to work. So I don't know what's going on at Starbucks, that labor unions are getting together and helping to form unions in these Starbucks, but they're saying that this could be a big step in, I guess, organized labor in these, big box coffee shops. That's all I
Well,
have to say. I don't have anything else to say about it.
good for them. I always heard that people, Starbucks had like one of the best programs for workers, and they have school options, and they get 401ks and all that stuff. I
Mhm.
don't know. I don't know what the addition of union stuff does. It's always been always been my opinion that unions protect the ones that don't want to work. So, and that's from personal
Yeah,
experience. I'm not going
I
to name
mean,
what
and
union I was working with, but that's my
right,
experience.
right. I mean, and you think about, this is gonna sound shitty, but you think about like labor unions, right? People out here driving forklifts and putting steel together, and it's a whole another set of circumstances than standing behind a bar and brewing up some coffee.
Um,
And I
100%. You got people who
and
are like risking life and limb to do shit.
right, right, and you gotta you need proper work conditions. You're hanging off a building and welding, whatever together. I get it. I understand, and we understand where the birth of labor unions came from. You go back to the Industrial Revolution, and it was just like, hey, we don't give a shit. I have money. I'm hiring X amount of people. People are poor. They're going to risk life and limb to feed their family, and we don't want to put any type of regulation and medical packages together and all that.
Right.
Things have obviously changed quite a bit in a lot of industries. Others, I'm sure, are still in shambles. I'm just saying, with somebody who had experiences working in a bar for 3 years at a nightclub, I I never felt like I needed a union, and maybe it's because the money was good, and I never felt like, maybe if I was just making $10 an hour, I'd be like, oh, I need to unionize, but never felt like being part of a union was something I had to do. But even though we were on union property, I think we had to pay into union dues. We
Oh,
never
for real?
attended. No, yeah, I think so, because we were
I didn't
because
know
that
that.
nightclub was inside. It was the Rio, which was a union property. So I think we still, out of our paychecks, we had to pay into union dues. We never went
Jesus.
to nobody in the nightclub went to a union meeting or was worried about what the union was doing. We I think we knew at the time, working in a nightclub, it's like, yo, we're in our 20s. Like, this is what you're doing right now,
Yeah.
right? Like, working in a nightclub, you know in Vegas and that nightclub's not going to be around forever, so it's kind of a pit stop position. It's not like a
Yeah.
lifetime bartender type position like you would do in some of these casino floors, or maybe some of the like local PTs or something like that that we know is obviously never going to go away. So um, I'm not saying that you can't work at Starbucks for your entire life or whatever. It just seems like an odd. You're not a nurse. You're not a steel worker. I just think it's an odd thing to unionize. Again,
Yeah.
I haven't worked at the Starbucks, so maybe I don't know. Maybe it's shit conditions. Maybe they're a terrible company to work for. I've just never heard that before.
Great. Good for them. Hey, have fun. You know, these people from Buffalo, I don't know if you can really trust these people from Buffalo. They're
Hey,
really strange.
I'm just saying, maybe it was a terrible place to work or be a part of. I don't understand. I guess my brain is different. Whenever I work somewhere that's shitty, I'm like, you know what, I'm out of here. Let's go get
Well,
another job. And I know it sounds like light skin privilege, but that's just what I did.
there's no such thing as Irish privilege. You got
I need a graphic design. I need a graphic designers union.
you got any shout outs, Greg?
No, I don't. I have zero shout outs for anybody.
I got a shout out for Greg figuring out how to broadcast in stereo.
No, I didn't. You did.
Fantastic setup. We got stereo sound out of Greg. He's not just coming out of the left channel anymore.
This goes out to all my listeners.
Everybody's got to hear this shit. W balls, W balls.
Turn that shit off. We're not listening to that anymore. Shout out Utah State's football team. They deserve that win probably more than almost any other program out there. Shout out to Blake Anderson. He came from Arkansas State, stepped in, and helped a team that basically had 3 coaches within 2 years go from zeros to heroes this year. So really impressed with his first year coaching. He took that team on I think we ended up 10-2, 10-3.
I have no idea.
It's great for Utah State, man. First time they've ever been Mountain West champs. So big ups to them.
Magical.
George, I know you're impressed. You got to be a part of that history. You got to be a part of that.
I was part of one of those wins. I was there.
That's right.
As always, I want to give a shout out to Greg's mama. Great girl. Can't wait to meet her.
Oh, speaking of Greg's mama, she was calling me, asking me about what's required to go into a Raider stadium for a game. Do you have to have? She's like, do you have to get the clear app? Do you have to have? What do you have to have for vaccination stuff? She's a nurse. She's concerned.
I'm not going to ask about her status because that is a personal issue. But you are required to have.
Oh, did I say the word vaccination? We getting flagged?
No.
You had to
Not if
beep
you say
that.
the word.
Okay. You can't say the C word though, right?
Yeah, I ain't saying the C word.
Right. Okay. Sorry. Anyways.
But you have to have the Clear app, and then you have to load your credentials into the Clear app. And it's a very, very strict process. You walk to the front gate, you show your phone, and the dude goes, "You're good." And then you walk by.
You have like Instagram on your phone, and you just show it to him, and he goes, "You're good."
I'm not kidding. I went to the the Raider Chiefs game, and the dude's like, "Yo, you got just pull it up on your phone," and I'm like, I didn't even turn my phone like this. I just went, "Is this it?" He goes, "Yeah, you're good." And it's a QR code. Like you're supposed to scan it, and it goes, "Oh, you're good." No.
So as long as the QR code is on the phone, he's like, that's good.
Ridiculous. 65,000 people.
That might have been my ticket to go see a movie or something.
It's phenomenal. And there's people out front trying to slang the, we'll get you, we'll build you a little graphic to put on your phone. They don't even scan it. They just have to look at it. So, dude, you make some money. We make some money, but just put a little template.
The internet has given people so many hustles. Yeah. It's insane.
It's great. I don't know what I'm
that is
here.
wild.
I need to be there on.
I wonder how much they're slinging that for.
$20. If I had to guess, $20.
Man, you just text, you just do an airdrop of 10, 20 of those in a day, and you're done.
Yo, here's my Venmo. Hook me up.
That's actually pretty dope. So
it's genius. You do like you're saying, you do 10 10, 15 of those.
Yeah, you hang out front for an hour. I mean, you.
Smart.
That is smart. That's actually really nice. So,
All right.
Well, we droned on enough at the end here.
It's good though. Educational.
And on that note,
make good choices.
Never.
I'll see y'all next week. You already got a glimpse of what coffee we got.
Nah, blur that out.
Yeah. Later.